You have a Ryobi router? If you have one like this is the R163G. If you have any issues with your adjustment rod not turning smoothly, feels like a binding, I had the same issue. I fixed mine and I'm going to show you exactly what I did. I'm Rick. Shut the heck up, you stinking roosters. For your sanity. This is the shack. Hello and welcome. Hey, if you're new to the channel, first time stopping by, thank you so much for taking some of your time out to view. I always ask that you consider subscribing. If you do, ring the ding 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 that bell down there so you're notified when these videos do come out. A couple weeks ago, I bought this router. The router I had mounted on this plate, and it is not a high dollar router table by no means. This is actually a portable job site table saw that was converted to a router table. Here's the pic. My father-in-law found this at a yard sale. I could use a router table regardless of what it is. At least it's something, because I did not have anything at all. So right in the middle of a project, my grandfather's 30-plus-year-old Sears Craftsman router died. It just finally died. I had to lay it to rest. Heartbreaking because of my grandfather's, and I took the things that I bought from my grandmother. She wouldn't let me have them. I took those with great responsibility and much respect because my grandfather helped me a lot in the early days woodworking. So it was very sad that it broke to the point I could not repair it at all because there is nothing available. This video, I'm going to go over quickly a solution I think I found for the problem I had, at least with my router. Check it up here, I got a full review on it. But in the review, when I was trying to adjust my depth, this adjustment rod would spin somewhat freely, but then it would get real tight and almost bind. So I'm going to bring you up here. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to take this off again, and I'm going to show you what I did to take care of my problems. Maybe this can help you. Come up here and let's check this out. First thing we got to do, of course, make sure your tool is unplugged. Unlock the lock lever, and we're going to take this out of the base. But you have to push in the little tab here. Now, the adjustment rod comes out very easily. On the bottom here, you're going to see a little C-clip. I'm going to have to see if I can get this off, but if the base is free, have it upside down, what I do, I just take this little flathead screwdriver, I put it in there, and I pop it off. It's kind of hard with this mounted to the plate for the router table. Let me see if I can snap this ring off. You want to make sure you don't want it to fly off and lose it, but there it is right there. With that off, this will slide out freely now. What you do, you push this in like you're going to adjust it, and you slide the rod right out. Don't let that fall out of there, just set it aside. Don't lose it. There's your adjustment rod. That's how easy it came out. Remember, I thought that this was bent, and that's why when you turn it, it was wobbling in there and get tight and turn loose tight. So I laid it on a straight edge and I spun it around and it stayed flat the whole time. It is not bent or wobbly. So I was a little bit beside myself thinking, well, what the heck? Why is this so tight here? Literally, this is what I did. I took some steel wool. I set it on here. Figured, well, maybe there's a burr somewhere on this preventing it from turning smoothly. I want to give it a shot. Literally, I put this on here, held it a little bit tight, and spun this just like undoing a thread, spinning it counterclockwise. Let that thread itself out of the steel wool all the way down to the end. I did that 5 times. Why? I don't know. I just did it 5 times. I figured if there's anything on here, I'm going to make darn sure there isn't. Then, where the ring snaps in right here, right there, if you see that little groove, I put that in there like that, held it tight, and spun that probably a dozen times. Just kept doing this 1, 2, 3, all the way to 12. just to make sure if there was any burr, I could probably get it out. And if you put your fingernail in there, you don't feel anything anymore. So if there was something, I took care of it. Also, this hole and this hole, I put this in, took my finger and did that. I just was cleaning it, make sure, again, any burrs or anything, did it on the bottom, did it on this, and on the bottom of that. So both sides of both holes. And I figured, well, I don't know. So I was looking at this, I laid it down, made sure it was flat, it wasn't bent. That looked good. I had it on the ground, held one in, and I just kind of ran the steel wool over it a couple times. Just, I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking, why did it bind? And I could never find anything wrong with it. So in case I'm thinking if there was a burr or something, maybe it was hitting it somewhere, spinning, and it, you know, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm shooting in the dark here. With that done, I've gone through all this. Take a rag. Did the same thing, just wipe it all down, make sure, get any of the loose shavings from the steel wool off, blow them out, wiping the base down, and I figured, well, I'm going to give it a shot and see what happens. Now, hopefully putting it back together, we're going to have a nice, smooth, adjusting router now. Grab your quick release knob mechanism thing, I don't know what they would call this. Put your adjusting rod in there and your quick release button. Make sure that tab goes in that slot there, because that's what snaps into the motor. Push it in there and hopefully it'll work still. Put the clip back on there. I use my screwdriver and let's snap it on. There it goes, nice and smooth. Put the motor back in and we'll see how she adjusts. Arrow with the tab, arrow in the slot, match them up. You have to pull out your release button for the motor so it slides down in there, clips. Now, glides like butter, doesn't bind. I'm ready to go. It works and it adjusts up and down very, very smoothly. Who knew? I still don't know if I even did anything. All I know is it works good now, and it's, you know, I'm like, I want to sit here and just spin this around, because like, so I'm thinking to myself, dang, this is nice. This adjusts almost like my $200 router. You know, it just worked good. So whatever I did, what in the process I did, I cleaned something, fixed something, took care of something, I don't know, but it does great. Hope it may help. Maybe it gives you something to shoot for, a starting point. If you have any issues, this might be the only one to do this. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe it can help somebody, even in another brand, something to think about. You just never know. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed. Take back your shack and for your sanity. Not a bad router starting out. We will see you in the next video.